Some of the things that people used to describe on-camera flash is ugly, unnatural, overexposed, harsh. I don't know. It's, I think, one of the reasons why people just kind of avoid it. Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about on-camera flash. This is definitely one of the hardest things to master outside of learning your camera settings. It's something that a lot of people avoid. In this video, I want to share some tips, some tricks to get nice balanced light using your flash directly at your subject, not bouncing. Stop using bounce because there are other ways of creating soft light or flattering light with your flash pointing directly at your subject. There are a few things that might get in your way, so I want to share what I do to eliminate those obstacles. One of my mentors early on was a party photographer. He had only used his camera with an on-camera flash. So I think the third thing that went into my kit after the camera and the lens was an on-camera flash. I started using it right away. He used his without any diffusion. I found that it is a harsh light source. The diffuser that I have is for the Pro Photo. This comes in a kit. There are many different types of diffusers that you can put on the front of your flash head. I think the smaller the better. There are soft boxes you can get. There are giant domes. My old flash before I upgraded to the Pro Photo was just a Canon 430 EX2, and I just got the one that slips right on top of the flash head. So when using your flash in this way, the diffuser is gonna cut out some of the light. So if you are using ETTL or TTL, that just means through the lens metering. So your camera is gonna send a signal to your flash to tell it how much power to put out. If you have diffusion on the front of your flash, then it's gonna not read the exact amount of light you need, so you might get a darker image. The way to counteract this, all these flashes in TTL have an exposure compensation. So just increase your exposure compensation until your light looks nice and balanced on your subject versus the background. If the opposite's happening, if it seems too bright, just turn the exposure compensation down. Usually it just cuts out some light. The second obstacle that will happen, that'll come up when using your flash on the top of your camera is it's great like this. It creates a nice shadow. Your light source is above your lens. You create a shadow under the nose, under the chin. As soon as you turn your camera to the side to take a vertical photo, now your light source is in line with your lens. It creates a shadow that will be on the outside of your subject. If you're shooting a large group of people, you'll only light one side. Two solutions that I have for you for this scenario. One is you still shoot in horizontal, and then you just crop the photo to vertical. It's a little bit more time consuming if you're shooting a ton of photos in an event. The other solution, and this is something that stays in my bag as well, and that is just one of these sync cords. So this is a TTL sync cord. So it has all the same pins that are on the bottom of the flash. So when you plug this into your camera, and then you just take this end, put your flash on. So now when you turn your camera for a vertical photo, you have a light directly above your lens. It gives a nice flattering light. If you want to get a low angle, I like to keep mine not mounted to the camera. Then you can adjust your light and your camera however you want. So there is a third solution. You could get a flash head that has a remote. This actually is capable of connecting to a remote, but I like the cable because you have one less set of batteries to worry about. I think worrying about the charge of this battery and the charge of the battery on my camera and then just having this sync cord is the way to go for me. It definitely gives a nice solution for shooting vertical, for getting flattering light when shooting at lower angles. I highly recommend picking one of these up. This particular model is the Canon off-camera shoe cord. This one's expensive. It was $70. When I first got one of these, it was the cheap one. I think I ended up buying two because the first one broke. It was about 15 bucks on Amazon. It's something just to grab. I would recommend just grabbing the cheap one just to see if it works for you, and then eventually upgrading, because this one is it looks very well built and durable. It's not looking like it's going to fall apart, but it was a lot more expensive. All right, I highly encourage you go out and practice using your flash. Keep using it until you get good at it. Next, check out this video on how to freeze motion using flash. It's using slow shutter speeds with your on-camera flash, something that I also use a lot of. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.